Hello there, people. Welcome to the first of the Infinity Cast, which is going to be hopefully a weekly or bi-weekly show on Infinity Wars. All related to it, community-wise, with ChessPiece, of course. Say hello, Chess.
Hi, ChessPieceFace here.
And me, NovaBlue. Right, Chess, you want to go ahead and start, introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm ChessPieceFace. You can find me at twitch.tv/ChessPieceFace. I've been streaming Infinity Wars every night, 6 nights a week for like 3.5 months. I'm a huge fan of the game and really happy to be bringing this to you with my friend NovaBlue.
Indeed, indeed. And I'm pretty much in the same boat. Again, Twitch TV, NovaBlue353. We've both been streaming this game for quite a few months now. We are very devoted to this game and we want to see it succeed. And with the Steam release being announced, we're going to start up this, as I said, weekly or bi-weekly cast. We're going to get guests on, we're going to speculate on the meta, we're going to go through all kinds of stuff on this show. But today, this is just the first kind of teaser show, if you will, just with us two. Next week we'll probably most likely get a guest on and we'll work it from there, so yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys have any suggestions of things you'd like to see on our show, please send it through YouTube PM or Twitch PM to either one of us, things you'd like to see on the cast. We'll make sure to work that in.
Yep, exactly. Perfect. All right then. Chess, do you want to start with what's happening with your week regarding Infinity Wars and such first?
Let's see. Tonight's Friday. We're recording this on a Friday, so I've had a full week of casting already. It's been... I don't have any events on my stream this week. We've been giving away a lot of stuff. I got some amazing donations from a viewer donated me a foil Primal Hunter earlier in the week, and then I drafted a foil Firestarter and a foil Iberion. So I had a very money-making week around my show. So I've been doing a lot of giveaways, which I don't normally do giveaways, but seemed like I felt like I got too much karma, too much good karma came my way. I better start shedding karma and giving it back to people. Exactly. So I've given away a lot of cards this week. And last night, my friend Tallywhacker, you might know from in-game, that's his username. Yep. He insisted on giving away a gold Nizrug on the show last night, which was won by the user Heart. And that was very cool. So had a big money week around my show. A lot of premium cards coming and going, a lot of really high quality exchanges, and that's exciting because when you have a full collection like I do, there's not a lot left. There's not a lot of trades left you really want to see except dealing with these premium cards that I've never placed a lot of importance on. So it's kind of exciting now that I've kind of run the gamut of everything else. It's kind of exciting to see them come through my hands because I never tried to collect them before.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Is with my DoD. I absolutely love DoD. It's my favourite faction, and I'm trying to build the best DoD premium collection in the game at the moment, and I think I'm almost there.
I think you've been trying to do that as long as I've known you.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. They're my favourite faction. Well, in regards to what I've been doing this week, it's my usual streaming schedule. We've been kind of tailing off a bit of Infinity Wars, but I'm tailing back to it now, seeing as the Steam release is coming up, so streaming more and more and more of it. Which is great. We had the news from a person from TenTonHammer, Canadian mathlete, who came into both our streams, gave us a mention in an article, which I'll pop in the link below. You should definitely have a read. He did a beginner's guide plus a article on just his opinion on the game, and it's very positive. It's really good for the game.
Yeah, hell of a guy. He writes under the name of Lee B. His gaming handle is Canadian mathlete. Hell of a guy. Came through my stream, came through Nova's. He's been hanging out on the Mumble and chatting with us, and just couldn't be nicer, couldn't be more complimentary. Did not need to throw a compliment to me and Nova. We're really grateful to Canadian mathlete Lee B for mentioning us in his article and for being a part of the community. Really impressed with his journalistic effort. He went out of his way to embed himself in the community. Instead of just saying, I got to write an article about this, what is it? He really went the extra mile and became one of us to do his journalism, and
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, indeed, yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's crack on straight to it because Steam release is finally being announced. The thing both of us have been waiting for a long time now.
It's hard to believe. I'm still in shock a little bit that this is actually happening.
So because we only, well, I only heard about it this morning when I woke up. I checked my Skype messages. I was like, "What? Steam release? 15?
If I'm
Holy
honest,
crap!"
I've known about it for a couple of days. I had a little inside info, but it's not, it's just making me nervous. Just, I mean, as a gamer, I'm stoked. As a streamer, I am nervous.
Yeah, there's going to be a, because obviously me and Chess are the streamers that stream this game consistently the most.
Yeah, I'm probably have the highest viewer base.
Yes, well,
so far.
so
We
far,
hope it stays that way. We'd both like it to remain.
Yeah, we're both very embedded in the community, and that's why we're doing this cast as well, to give more to you guys and let you know what's going on in the Infinity Cast. Even if you can't check out our streams, you can check out this, which you can find out all the news and everything that's going to be coming in the future as well. So, but oh man, I can't wait for next week. I can't wait.
Well, it's been such a huge buildup. For those of you who don't know, a Steam release was originally intended for December, and we're now out to February 15th launch date. So Valve had some criticisms of the build back in December, not problems with the gameplay, but things they wanted transactionally in the client that Lightmare hadn't accounted for, I guess. And so that pushed the entire schedule. And Lightmare said, well, if we've got to take this extra time, we're going to cram all this extra stuff into the game in this time. And they absolutely have. I mean, what's being launched this month is leagues ahead of what would have been launched in December. And
which is, in two ways, it's a blessing, but also a curse. So obviously, we've had to wait longer for... Because the most thing that me and Chess want out of this game is we want more people to see it. And the best way to do that is the Steam release. It's going to get a absolute load of people in. We want that to happen. But again, releasing it later is good because then they get more features. It's going to be more polished. There's going to be more stuff in it, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, but we've been loving this game with maybe 400 or 500 active users, 50 to 70 people on a day, and suddenly this has free access to 65 million Steam users. It's just going to change the entire face of this game we love. And I mean, here we are recording this on the eve, so to speak, you know, the week before this is about to happen, and neither of us know what's coming next. But it's very exciting because we love this game as it is, and to be able to just find a match and matches happen instantly. There's people just all around playing this game. The hype, the talking, the trading. It's just going to take it to another level, and we really. You know, there's a part of you that hopes other people see what's great about the game that you do too. You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be like, oh, I thought it was great. Why didn't everybody else?
Yeah, indeed. It's gonna. Well, I think like games like Hearthstone, it's gonna be a blessing because like TCGs are becoming a lot more popular. Like the past month, there's been quite a few come out, and it's just getting more and more popular. So we're all crossing our fingers for Infinity Wars, definitely. And we all hope the best for it, definitely. So
yeah, and if you're checking this out and you're wondering what Infinity Wars is, and you've been playing Hearthstone. I mean, I'm not. This is not a Hearthstone broadcast, and I don't even want to say much about it. But I think Infinity Wars. If you've been playing other TCGs and feel like they're lacking in depth and strategic. Meat on the bones. I think you might see what you're looking for in Infinity Wars. The game has such a wonderful strategic and tactical layer, both between the deck building. The deck building is unique among TCGs, and the battlefield is unique among TCGs. And I think that really, on both sides, sets it apart as a deeper game than most.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be good. It's going to cater to a lot of different kinds of people when it goes up on Steam. Well, the only thing we can do is wait and see what happens. As you said, I'm so excited to see what actually happens.
Yeah, the community hub is up. There's going to be a lot of people posting content. If you're new to the game, you're looking for guides, you're looking for training, you're looking for deck ideas, you're looking for draft instructions, how to play the arena better, how to draft a better deck. I think that's all going to be showing up on the community hub, if not right now while you're watching this video, very shortly afterward. There's a lot of veteran players. You're very dedicated and very excited to share what they know.
Definitely. There's already some stuff on there, which I don't know how it got there, but there's already some stuff up there.
Wow.
So it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's going to be everyone needs to hype this up. You just need to hype this up. It's going to be amazing. And then, a week after Steam release, Infestation release, which is even more exciting for us, because us of playing the game for quite a long time, this Infestation, if you don't know what it is the next 100 set of cards coming out. So it's going to make it...
second expansion to the core game.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to bring the card count up to 320 from 220. So it's a third more cards of it's a huge amount of cards, and it's going to make the game. It's going to just flip it upside down. It's going to go crazy for it. Because when I remember the Rise release, which was the previous set that came out after the core, the week after that was crazy. Like, during the meta was just amazing. These ideas just flying all over the place. It was absolutely crazy. It was wonderful to see. And I can't wait to see that again.
I'm a little envious of people who get to come in at Infestation release. I mean, here we are. I mean, I wasn't there for the Rise release. I guess you were. I came just after it. Just after it. When you started streaming is when I joined the community. But again, like, this is we're both on 4 to 5 months of playing a 220 card trading game and playing the crap out of it, playing it like fiends, day in and day out, and adding 100 cards to 220 cards is a 50% increase in the number of available cards in the game, and it's way more than 100 new combos. It's 1,000 new combos in the game, and it's the number of possibilities in deck building and in gameplay that this is going to open up is phenomenal. So people who are coming to the game with this new level of depth already in place, I think are going to get just a great experience. Yes. And we've been enjoying the game so much without it. It's hard to believe that
this is coming as well. It's gonna turn the tables and stuff. And later on in the show, we're gonna go over the Infestation cards that have been previewed to you on the live server. So we're gonna go through each individual one, because I'm sure some of you just coming into the game now or whatever, there's the weekly quests that pop up every couple of days, and I think every week, was it every week or maybe 2 every week, they released, if you finish one of these quests, they released one card from Infestation set that you could have a look at. You couldn't trade, you could just have a look at, and you can have a play around with. And they've done that with about 20 or so cards, I think, maybe a few more. So we're going to go through all of them later on in the show, because some of you will have not seen them. If you've just come to the game the past couple of weeks, you won't have seen the back catalogue that's already there. So we're going to go through them all and hype you up for Infestation and Steam release even more, because that's what we're here to do, really. Hype.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, like, of the 100 cards, 15 or 20 are known now. The community manager, Teramis, will be releasing an Infestation preview video shortly after this video appears that's probably going to preview 20 more cards from the set. So that means before the set comes live, there'll be public knowledge of 45 cards. No, I think about 35 or 40 cards from the set like will already be known. And they're all pretty hype-worthy cards. Most of the cards I've seen in Infestation Preview are cards I'll be happy to have 3 of in my deck, if not 4 or 5. For those who don't know, 3 is the maximum card count within the deck, but with characters, by placing them in command, you can get 4 of each, or sometimes 5 if you really want. Yeah. And I've seen, even just in the 15 preview cards, there are quite a few that I'll be avid to collect.
Oh yes. Well, I've actually gone ahead and pre-ordered some more cards as soon as I got my extra back payment.
How many are you up to now, Nova?
I'm up to 180.
280 pre-orders?
No, 180 packs.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I stopped at 155. I can't believe you went higher. I can't believe it.
I've still got 40k IP that I'm tempted to spend on another 25 pack as well.
I thought I was crazy. At 155. These are packs of 15 cards we're talking about. So at 155,
it's 2,700 cards.
Yeah, I've pre-ordered roughly 2,000, and Nova's pre-ordered like a full third more than that. Mental.
I know, but I'm so hyped for it. I'm so hyped. But also, guys, for people who just coming in, if you want to get your pre-orders in, get them in quickly if you're new to the game or whatever, before the Infestation releases. Because if you pre-order, obviously you get certain bonuses depending on how much you pre-order. If you pre-order a 50-pack, you get like I can't remember what you get with it actually.
You get a glowy deck effect.
Yeah.
And you get alternate card art, you get card backs, you get an avatar. 50 is the highest tier, so at the highest tier you get all these prizes. The lower tiers you get some of them, but at 50 you get a glowy deck effect that nobody's seen yet. You get alternate art for the Plague Bearer card. You get an avatar. You get card backs that are Infestation pre-release card backs that will not be available in the future. And is there anything else? I feel like there's one other thing, but
all the cards that you get will be platinum. Which, if you don't know what platinum is, they're kind of there's a few different types of premium cards within the game itself. There are gold bordered cards, which are just like a shiny gold border that you get from normal packs of Rise and when they come out, Infestation packs.
And these are premium cards, like in Magic the Gathering or in other trading card games, you would call these premium cards.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you got the gold bordered ones. You've got the foil effect, which is kind of like a rainbow shimmer effect that's been changed about 100 different times over the course of like the past few months. But yeah, that's another story. And the silver bordered, platinum bordered cards. Those cards are only available through pre-order. So once the pre-orders are finished, you will not be able to access them anymore. That's because there was foil bordered ones for Rise when that came out, and they are no longer available to people. If you have them, you have them, and they're still in trade circulation.
You mean platinum bordered, right?
Yeah, platinum bordered. Yeah. Sorry, platinum bordered. Yeah. So get your pre-orders in as quick as you can.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out about the pre-order. Like Nova and I do not work for Lightmare, so don't think that we're trying to sell you anything. We both, in full disclosure, we both are volunteer quality assurance team members for the game. But neither of us is employed by Lightmare. We don't receive a cent from them. We don't receive a cent for promoting this game, nor do we ask for such. But I'd like to point out the Infestation cards are an exceptional value, because you can buy them at nearly $2 a pack if you buy them in bulk right now. The normal price for a booster pack is closer to $2.50 a pack. So you can pre-order these Infestation packs, set 3, at nearly $2 a pack, and you're getting platinum cards, which right now in the beta, the average player, the player estimate of value is that a platinum card is worth double what a standard card is. So you're getting these packs cheaper than what a normal booster is going to cost, than what these Infestation boosters are going to cost the day after release, and you're getting value built into the cards. So if you're at all inclined to pre-order these cards, do it. They're a great value. They're not going to compensate for, they're not going to fill in your collection. You're still going to need Core and Rise cards probably to be competitive at the game. But if you're at all inclined, if you think you're going to want all the cards, or you're into what's going on and you like opening packs, especially premium packs, I apologize for the noise. They're going to have to
sounds like a plane.
Take care of that. But if you're at all interested in that, it's an exceptional value. It's an exceptional value, and I say that just as a gamer, not because I'm receiving any hype. I'm going to stand up for a second and close that window. I know it's a little weird on a recorded broadcast, but you guys are going to be super happy I did it.
Yeah, they're also adding in, they used to have small packs. They used to have 2 different kinds of packs. They used to have a small 3-card pack, which you would guarantee to get a 1 uncommon from, which you just get 3 cards. But then there was a 15-card pack, which you're guaranteed at least 1 rare. You can get, obviously, legendaries and epics and so on and so on. But now they're only adding the 15-pack cards. And they're also adding a collection booster pack, which is going to be all 3 sets combined into 1.
Well, yeah, you can still get the 3-card set also, but you can only get the 3-card boosters as collection boosters now.
Yes. So there's going to be the Rise booster, there's going to be the Infestation booster, and the Core, and then the collection booster as well. So there's going to be 4 different packs available, which is good. More variety in the store. Has just had a revamp as well. It looks awesome. It looks so nice, really professional, brilliant.
And you'll never know what you're missing.
Indeed, indeed. So yeah,
the store does look phenomenal.
It does.
I like the difference between the sets. I like that they're distinct. I always like the difference between core and rise and the gamble of deciding whether it's going to open a core pack or a rise pack. Knowing full well every card that I could get is still a hard decision. It still is today, deciding whether I want to open a core or a rise pack. And I think that's a good balance in the sets. And I think Infestation is going to present a similar dilemma. Because all the epics in Infestation are amazing, I think. I don't think there's one bad epic in Infestation.
Not that I can think of, no.
And
they all look good. They all look good. To be honest, there's not a single card I don't want. Not thinking about it.
It's a great set. It's a great set. I mean, there are cards I'm more hyped about and less hyped about. There's like any card set in a TCG, there has to be bad cards, there has to be vanilla cards. And so I'm less hyped about some of the vanilla cards because they're not as flavorful. They're not as flavorful.
But you're more interested about the cards with the interesting mechanics and the crazy
the cards that are going to change how the game is played are always the most exciting.
The new mechanics and new abilities, all that kind of stuff. And we'll touch on some of those later when we go through all the cards as well. Another thing that's major that's coming, and I'm not sure when it's coming, I think it's coming a couple of weeks after, or possibly on Steam release, the Battlefield rework.
Oh, that's actually coming with the Steam release.
Is that coming with Steam? Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, they're basically revamping the way it looks, the way you've seen it now on videos previously. It looks pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. It's just it's going to be kind of zoomed out more, and they've redone the entire 3D work on the Battlefield as well. It's much clearer to see. You can see the overall Battlefield a lot better than you could before.
Yeah, and if you played during beta, you may have had problems scaling the game to a 4:3 window or 4:3 monitor, and that's been fixed with the new Battlefield. The game now scales to all window and monitor sizes correctly, which it didn't used to. So that was really important for them to get straight for the Steam release, and that's a great example of something that wouldn't have been in there if they'd released in December. So it's they use this time real well. They've used this time real well.
Oh, definitely. And it looks really good. There are pictures up on the forum, so you can go check them out. I will probably link it, maybe put it on the actual video right now, and then you guys can actually see it because it's up on the forums, and then yeah, you can see that then. Okay, what else? So another thing that they've promised as well. Once Steam is released and Infestation is out and whatever, they are basically, because there are. We've got to be honest, there are a few bugs in the game that have been around for quite some time.
Not true. How dare you, Nova? You say what, sir?
No, I'm just saying, basically what they've promised to do after that. They're not releasing any more additional content. They're just polishing, fixing all the bug, balancing everything. And if you've been here, if you've played the game previously and you've been here for a while, that's good. That's extremely good, and it's, yeah, as I said, there's some bugs that have been in the game that have been in there for quite a while. Through no fault of Lightmare, of course, but because they've been working their asses off, and props to all those guys.
Yeah, and the good news there is that the beta testers, which are basically everyone who's been playing the game so far, have done an outstanding job of documenting all of these bugs. So even if it's not fixed yet, odds are very good that Lightmare has it documented, knows exactly what causes it, and just hasn't been able to allocate the man-hours to fix it just yet. But the beta testers have been very thorough, as a community, very tight, and most issues with the game are very well documented. So if you do come in and find something that seems just not right, I would rest assured it's going to be fixed before they move on to adding anything further to the game. They just had to make sure it was ready for public consumption. Every game is going to have its bugs, and a TCG obviously has some incredibly complex interactions that they have to keep in mind. When you're talking about how 300 different cards interact with each other, the possibilities are thousands, in the thousands.
Of course. But again, I can't wait. Just more hype. Just more, seriously, more hype. So yeah.
Hype.
So anything else you want to add to anything we've said so far, Jess?
On the Steam release? No, I still can't believe it's here. I'm a little nervous for my broadcast. I mean, I think I can speak for Nova. We want all the viewers we can get. Please come check us out. But
indeed,
We've both been broadcasting to an audience of, say, 15 to 35. And this could be an audience of 150 to 350. This could be an audience of thousands. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up. I'll be happy to continue broadcasting to my 20 close followers and nightly audience. But I'm a little nervous for what it'll be like to be a main streamer for a big scale game. And I'm really excited as a player of this game for a larger community to trade with, to play with, to share ideas with, and super hyped for the Steam release because I know it means the Infestation release almost here.
Yes, it's gonna be amazing. I cannot wait. But yeah, in regards to what I'm doing for Steam release as well, basically I think we're both just streaming a shit ton. We're both kind of teamed up with our streams because we stream opposite sides. I stream in the UK EU evenings, and Chess streams in the evenings of US.
North America, we call it North America.
Whatever. So yeah, we've kind of partnered up in regards to this as well. So please do check us out. We do stream this a lot, and we're both here to help the newer players. We are here to cushion the blow of coming into the game. If you've got any questions regarding the game, any questions regarding any of the mechanics, absolutely anything, come in as well.
Yeah, and it's also there's a little known secret. You'll get better trades in a stream like mine or Nova's than you will in trade chat in the game. That's just a fact.
Damn right.
It's I mean, it sounds a little self-serving to say it, but I see it every night, so it's got to be true. You will get way better trades from people that you chat with in a stream than you will from general trade chat in the game. Yeah. So if you want to take the time to invest in a community and be a part of something, people feel like they have something in common with you. They're much happier to help you out.
Yes, that's another thing I want to touch on as well. The community in Infinity Wars is fantastic. It is fantastic.
We hope it stays that way.
Yeah, well, it will, for the moment, it's kind of... It's quite a tight-knit group of us. We all know each other. We all know the blah, blah, blah. I know this guy, blah, blah, blah. It's really, really nice. Everyone's really friendly. It's brilliant. If there's a new player comes in, everybody jumps on to help. In the stream, in the chat, everything. It's brilliant. And Teramus as well, of course. The community manager for the game. Pretty much constantly in the Infinity Wars chat itself.
Guy works his butt off. Works his butt off.
He does indeed. So... yeah, massive props to all the community. Bringing me and Chess to this point right here. Hyped for Steam release and just incredibly excited. And that is mostly down to you guys, to be honest.
Yeah, completely. No streamer can you can hit that start stream button. Nobody has to watch you. Nobody has to support what you do. Neither one of us would be in a position to promote our streams if we didn't already have streams, and we wouldn't have streams if the diehards of the game didn't watch us and contribute to what we're doing. It's awesome, and it's just a great group. I look forward. You stream 6 nights a week. It's work. But I look forward to it every time I settle into my chair, even if I'm thinking like, I don't really want to do this tonight. Once I get chatting with everybody, it's like, oh, these are my friends. This is cool. And I know I could totally just be saying that, but I would, you may not know me very well, but I would not just say that. Like if I really thought people were a load of dicks, I would say, oh, this is a load of dicks. Like everybody is really awesome.
Indeed, indeed. So yeah. That's the Steam release. Be very, very hyped for it. Right, well, now that we're talking about Infestation and Steam release and stuff, we're going to go through all the cards that are currently in the game that are Infestation cards that have been pre-released. So we're just going to go through them faction by faction, and we'll just talk about them a bit and speculate and what have you. So here we go. First one, Brown Bear.
Brown Bear.
Like he's doing something a bit naughty in the woods.
He's having a poopy. He's having a poopy.
Indeed. Yeah, it's just a pretty, it's a 1 purity warpath card. 4 cost, 6 morale, 913. It's just a nice vanilla card. Just a very 4 cost for a 913 is pretty good. It's pretty damn good stuff.
Yeah, since Primal Hunter used to also be on 4, But since they moved Primal Hunter to 5, now only Hakeem and Mammoth are on 4. Brown Bear might see some play. He's got some good stats. I'd play a Mammoth over a Brown Bear in most situations, and I would play a Hakeem over a Brown Bear in special situations. But I could still the Brown Bear has its place. There's not a lot on 4.
It's like the Tusk Behemoth, which is a 5 cost, which is obviously it's a 12-14 if I remember correctly. But obviously, if you want something on turn 4 that's not a Mammoth, such like this is probably more of a defender, seeing as this higher health wise. But yeah, it's a good solid staple vanilla card.
Yeah, I mean, my style of Warpath is not usually to defend, but there's certainly situations with Warpath, or if you're playing a Warpath Splash, where you would want those beefy defenders. And the card definitely has its place. The card definitely has its place.
Indeed, indeed. Right. On to a lot of people's favourites. The Drop Bear. Everybody loves the Drop Bear.
I'm gonna say it. I don't necessarily love the Drop Bear.
What? But look how cute it is. Look how cute it is.
I don't go in on cuteness. I don't go in on cuteness.
Fair enough. Well, basically. So I'll just read out the cards to you guys. So it's a 2 cost, 5 morale, 1/5. That doesn't sound very strong at the start, but it has haste, which haste means, if you don't know, if you're new to the game, haste means when you play it, it's not exhausted for a turn. You can basically place it anyway. Place a defense zone, assault zone, or support zone, wherever you like, as soon as it comes out. And then it's got this new Enrage ability, which is coming to Warpath. And there's going to be a main feature of Warpath when Infestation hits. So the current ability is pay 3, Enrage 8. Pay 3 to enrage this character, giving it +8/+8. This ability can only be used once.
See, for me, the main draw of Drop Bear is that he's a 2-cost Warpath, and I don't think there are any other 2-cost Warpath cards. So that's
apart
where...
from Briggs Life.
Right. There are no 2-cost Warpath cards that have any power for fighting. And so in that sense, that's the spot he would fill in a deck for me. And in a pure Warpath, I'm usually skipping turn 2. I'm usually ramping turn 1 and then playing untapped on turn 2 for 3 resources, and just springboarding straight to turn 5 on turn 3. That may be a little heady for those of you completely new to the game, but those of you who play Warpath will know exactly what I'm talking about. Warpath is a ramp-heavy faction, and if you play your cards exactly right, play a Noble on turn 1, you'll have 3 resources on turn 2, at which time you'll be able to play Untapped Wilderness that reduces the cost of all your Warpath cards by 1. By turn 4, you'll be able to play a 5-cost Warpath card. And that's my preferred method of getting into Warpath, which means you never have a turn 2, basically. So I don't really see Drop Bear going into my beatdown style of Warpath, but I could see him having uses, and I've seen him used very effectively already. It just probably won't be me doing it.
But there is also the other point as well, because it's got haste. Like, technically, it's a 5-cost card. Technically. So you throw it out for 5 with haste, you enrage it instantly with 5, so then that gives you a...
well, for 2+3.
Yeah.
For 2+3.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives you a nice beefy character straight up.
Yeah, if you play him as a 5-cost, as a 5-cost, it's a different discussion.
Yes, but you can play him either way.
As a 5-cost.
Yeah. So I think most people, because they want to take advantage of the haste, because throwing out a 1/5 with haste isn't very useful in most situations.
Chump blocker.
But then would you waste a Drop Bear on that? Probably
yeah, exactly. Then you're wasting them. What's his stats after he's enraged? Well, Behemoth is 12... 914. Behemoth is 12-14 for 5 costs with no haste. How do I feel about that? I don't know. The haste is really valuable, though. The haste is really valuable. I can't lie.
Alright, well, anyway. Moving on to another enraged character. Enraged Hulker. Another 1 purity, 3 cost, 7/8. Brilliant. It's got the same kind of mechanics. It's got pay 3 and enrage 6, so pay 3 to enrage this character, giving it +6/+6. This ability can be only used once. Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Well, for me, the difference is I think Enraged Hulker is way more legit. Like, Tech Knight for logging in, special. I I feel like the Enraged Hulker as a 3 cost is a legit replacement for the one of many. Like if you got 6 one of many's in your deck, I think you're fine taking out 3 and putting in 3 Enraged Hulkers. I don't think that's disadvantaging you at all. And that's why I'm liking the Enraged Hulker, because I think he's got a legit place in the deck. I didn't pick one up from the quest, but I remember the card.
Yes.
I think he's a perfectly legit parity, maybe slightly better than the one of many after you pay his enrage cost.
Definitely. It's technically a 6 cost, isn't it? So, but yeah, he's definitely good, because then you would get a 13-14 out of that.
But because he's strong enough at his initial cost, you're okay playing him for 3 and then waiting a turn to pay that 3 more, unlike Drop Bear, where you're looking to pay all 5 at once, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm a fan of the Hulker. I think that's for a common card, for just a basic ground unit. I think that's a pretty strong card. I like it.
Definitely. It's just nice and solid for Warpath. Right, on to Genesis. Acid's favourite faction, of course. Mechanics Overseer. Now, this is one of the 3 Lord characters. Is it 3? Yeah, it's 3. Or is it 4?
I just like to say that any card that's smoking a cigar is all right with me.
Agreed. Especially with that Tash. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the mutton chops, the mutton Tash. That's like he's dead sexy. He's dead sexy.
Indeed, yeah. So Mechanics Overseer, it's a 4 cost, 8 morale, 8/10. But basically, he gives all other artificial characters on the battlefield +1/+1. And obviously, if you have a couple of these out, could do wonders. With other cards in Genesis, it goes really well, because obviously if you're using Constructor to buff something into something, it gets that +1 extra as well, that's like kind of free to throw in there. So yeah, as I said, this is one of 3 Lord cards that are coming in Infestation, as far as I'm aware, which do the same kind of thing, and they're actually previewed on there, so we'll show them a bit later as well.
Yeah, all 3 have been previewed. I question the Mechanics Overseer. I feel like you got to give something up to make room to have 3 of them, and the GI meta is pretty strong right now. I'm real curious to see how people decide to use Mechanics Overseer. Not me, but the serious GI players. I'm curious to see what they decide is the use of Mechanics Overseer.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't call myself serious GI.
Because he doesn't work from command, so you do actually have to play him. So you can't just stick him in command and let everything get +1/+1. Because that would be a bit too powerful, I think.
That'd be cheap, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I could see some good stuff with it. And being an 8/10 as well is still not a bad card to throw out, stats-wise as well.
That's true. A 4 cost 8/10 in Genesis is... constructs are 8/8s for 3. So in the Genesis meta, 8/10 for 4 is still decent value. Although his morale cost is a touch high.
Yes, but that's because of his ability. So
absolutely.
Right, that's the only one of the Genesis cards that's actually been previewed.
That's not true.
Oh no, it's not, of course. I'm just
2 abilities.
One of the only character.
Yeah, that's the only character.
Yeah. So now we have the Ether Acolyte from Varroa.
Oh, we're doing characters first and then abilities?
Yeah, I'm just going through it as it says in the thing, so... Is that okay?
I don't know which thing you're looking at. We'll do it your way.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you just click on set, you just click on Infestation, it'll show you the sets.
Oh, okay. I was looking at...
It just because it does character first, and then... Yeah, so... yeah, so this is Ether Acolyte. 2 cost, 6 morale, 3/3 from Varroa. And as Tiramus always puts it, it's another line of attack that's being added to Varroa. So you've got the Death Worshippers, which get buffs every time something of your opponent dies. You've got the Siphoners, which gain a temporary buff every time you use an ability. And you've got this one, which gains a buff every time you use an ability, but that's permanent. So the card gains +2/+2 every time you gain an ability. So you kind of hold them in the back, play some abilities, and then play them out, and they're pretty strong.
They're pretty squishy for my taste. Pretty squishy for my taste.
They are a 3/3, but they are only a 2 cost, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, okay, they have their place in a Siphoner deck or in an otherwise ability-heavy deck. They have their place. But if you're trying to win by ground pounding, these guys are useless because you're never. I don't feel like you're ever going to play enough abilities to crank them high enough. Um, Although, I mean, if you do, if you happen to, they're great value at two cost.
Mm-hmm.
But to play something on turn two that's just got to sit in your support and soak doesn't really thrill me. I might rather have one in command, like where you put your Death Worshipper and let it sit and soak there. I could see that, but
Yeah.
playing him on turn two for support when you could do something else, I don't know what. I don't know if that sits right with me.
That's fair. That's fair because I think you're a bigger Varroa player than me because I'm not. I do like Varroa good, but I'm not a massive fan of them. It's not my style.
Well, I play Varroa as a splash, and I'll play triple Varroa. I never play double Purity Varroa. I'll either play Varroa as a single splash, or I'll play Varroa all out. But I don't play any decks that are double Varroa with a splash or something else, because that's usually the morale meta, and usually what people play is double Varroa with a splash at DOD, and that doesn't really suit me. Although I have a test deck that you've seen that actually does exactly that. But it's actually a great segue to the next card, I believe, which is the Varorian Hydra. I have a deck, a deck on test that is two Varorian Hydras in command with a Yuan Shi, who's a DoD Sage that does damage. And that is my the one double Varor single splash deck that I've actually played much of.
Yeah, so this is a 2 Purity, 6 cost, 12 morale card. 14/14 to start, which is very nice stats just to start off with. It's a scary thing by itself. But its ability is for every 1 point of damage it takes, it gains +1/+1. So basically, if it takes damage and doesn't die, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's nasty.
Yes.
The only answer to this card is hard removal. Is the only answer.
Pretty much. Death Rays, things like that, or just push it out of the way with stumbles and such like. That's the only thing you can do about it, because it gets, or just have a bigger creature than it, which I suppose you could quite easily do with Warpath Genesis with pack leaders and such. So yeah, it's going to be a fun card to see what people come up with it, I think.
Oh yeah, one of the most exciting preview creatures so far.
I think this was one of the first ones to be actually previewed when they started previewing Rise, the Reckless Zealot from the Flame Dawn faction. This is an interesting card.
Love the art.
Yeah,
love the art.
The art's awesome because just come on, machine gun, can't go wrong with that. But yeah,
excuse me, sir, that is a mini gun.
Well, okay, sorry, specifically. So yeah, it's a 1 Purity, 2 cost, 4 morale, 10/4. So, with charge, of course. But when it comes into play, it gives your opponent 1 extra maximum resource. So, it does have a downside for being 2 cost. Because 2 cost for 10 damage is amazing. With charge, especially. So, you can just throw it out there. But obviously, the next turn, your opponent gains an advantage because they're going to have an extra resource on you. So, it's meant to be played as a finisher. So you need that last push of damage to win the game. You throw these bad boys out. You should never play them before.
Interesting. It's very tempting to play something like this on turn 2, and it would be a horrible idea.
Yes.
Be a horrible idea. Unless you're guaranteed to win, and you know that on turn 2 somehow. Terrible to play this on turn 2, but an amazing card. Amazing card. Great card concept. Great art. A really nice addition to Flame Dawn.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Right, on to some DoD creatures. Defender of the Realm. This guy's beard is glorious. Got to point that out.
Epic beard. Epic beard.
Just the win in my books. But DoD is my favourite faction, as probably most of you know. Seeing as I'm on the Gauhan side. And I like the fact that the Iberian's on your side as well.
Flame Dawn is my favorite faction.
So, works out pretty well, actually. I don't know if that was intended by Mick, who did this for us, Mikhail Merkus, who did the artwork for us. Big props to him. But yeah, Defender of the Realm, 5 cost, 8 morale, 10/12. 10/12, 5 cost for 10/12 is a bit steep, but if you control a location, the character gains +4/+4.
Yeah, and
So
14-16 for 5 is
he's
not
big.
steep.
He's big. He's just a very solid card.
What's wrong with the dude to his right there? The guy with the like the rubbery neck. What's wrong with that guy?
I had no idea.
He's making me uncomfortable. I'd like him to stop, please.
Okay, well, he's going to continue doing that forever and ever and ever.
Oh God. No.
But no, but as you can see, props to the artists in Infinity Wars as well. Like, compared to Core, this set is by far the best looking.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful, and they're just getting better and better and better. The artists, they are getting better and better and better.
And worth noting, this is a single purity card, so it'll work as a splash with other location decks. But just within faction, DoD, if you're playing DoD, you're probably going to play the Wall of Jin High unless you're going for a Shrine Victory.
Yes.
Almost every DoD deck plays Wall of Jin High. So you pretty much count on this guy getting his buff. Otherwise, you'd play him, say, with Varoria or Hellmouth or another really efficient location. You'd only
Dragon
really
Project
want
would be a nice one.
What's that?
Dragon Project would be a nice one because obviously Dragon. You need
Dragon
to
Project would be a bit of a surprise one because Dragon Project has no game state purpose. It's just simply a factory for dragons. But that would be a cool way to get the buff on Defender of the Realm. Yeah,
cool. Right, and then on to one of my favourite DoD cards that I've seen, Steadfast Protector. 1 purity, 5 cost, 5 morale, 814, can't read, with vigilance. Vigilance, if you don't know what that means, that basically means it's the opposite to charge. Charge means it goes into the assault. Vigilance means it goes into the defense zone. You throw this out straight into defense. So you have an 814 as a defender that has vigilance. That's strong.
Great card.
There's not much more to say about it. It's just solid.
Just a good value.
It's just the embodiment of DoD, because DoD do need more bigger defenders, because DoD are all about defending and kind of outlasting their opponent and stuff like that. So having bigger defenders, which they are kind of lacking at the moment, is good. So Steadfast Protector, thumbs up by me. And then we've got this one, Trickster Monkey, which is an interesting one. Which
I forgot I'm missing that.
Are you missing that one?
There's 2 quests I haven't completed, and that's one of them.
Okay. This one there was some real problems with a while back with the breeder decks. Because it obviously is a beast, but we won't get into that because that was horrible. Let's not remember that. If you guys remember the breeder decks issues, then yeah, let's sweep that one under the rug. But yeah, it's a 2 cost, 1 purity, 2/2, which doesn't seem much, but his special ability is if Trickster Monkey deals damage to the opponent's fortress, all characters in that player's assault zone move to the defense zone. So if you play it and he hits the fortress on your priority, the opponents will not attack. Well, basically, they'll get shunted all the defense zone and not attack. And their attack will be void for a turn. So you could have some interesting plays with this. Especially if you could combine this with, like, Angelify, make it flying, such like and such like.
Oh, wow. He'd be such a target then. I mean, his drawback is that he's very weak, not very low utility, and easily blocked. And Angelify obviously would take a double GI purity to make possible, but there's other options.
Indeed. But yeah, it would be interesting. I'd like to see what people are going to do with this. But yes, okay, so on to sleepers. So here we have Boomy. I love this card.
Yeah, great card.
It's it's a 2 purity, 5 cost, 3 morale, which is actually quite small actually for what it does. But it's 0/1, so it doesn't do any damage, doesn't do anything. It's got haste though, so you can throw it out anywhere. But basically, when it dies in combat zone, he explodes, dealing 6 damage to all creatures in the same zone and the zone opposing it. So opposing it. So you throw it into assault, you throw it in defense, it's 6 damage to everything. Really nice. It's just a nice kind of big finisher. A big board wiper, if you get what I mean.
Well, what's nice about him is generally things that explode in this game are threat cards, but Boomy, because he's hasted, can be used as a surprise grenade. You generally, if the other cards that explode are Bombot and Shikana, both which you can see coming. Boomy, you can't see coming. You can play this on your own priority directly into the combat zone and just straight up grenade the opponent. And that makes him special, I think.
Scary. He is a 5 cost though, which is obviously still quite expensive. But yeah, he is.
But he's going to hit He's 5 cost to hit everything in the defense zone for 6. That's I
mean, like
pretty good.
2 Yuanchi's Wraths is like 6 cost.
I mean, that'll straight up end a Flame Dawn rush.
Pretty much. Flame Dawn beware against 2 Purity Sleepers. But I do like the love that Sleepers are getting in this patch as well.
Absolutely.
Really so now we go on to the Plague Bearer. This is the one that's going to get the alternative art, if I'm not correct.
That's correct.
It's also one of the other Lord characters that's going to be in the game. So it's a 2 Purity, 2 cost, 5 morale, 2/2. If Plague Bearer is on the battlefield, all other undead characters you control get +1/+1. Straightforward Lord card. Simple as. Artwork's a bit messed up, but yeah, it's good.
I don't even really understand what this is artwork of. There's obviously a guy on here, but what's going on, I don't know.
Well, because the virus of Avarak is it's all kind of mechanical, isn't it? So it's all kind of linked into all of them, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand this card, but it's creepy.
It is creepy. I'm just reading the flavor text as well. You can have a look at the flavor text. It probably explains it more as well. I love the flavor text in this game as well. It's great. Okay, moving on. Sleeper of Avarak. This is one of the only unlimited characters coming in Infestation.
And one of the earliest previews.
Yeah, I think this was the first preview, wasn't it?
The first creature preview, if I'm not mistaken.
This one, Reckless Zealot, and the Monkey, Trickster Monkey, were the first 3, I think. But yeah, it's unlimited characters, so you can put as many of you like them in your deck. It's kind of an alternative to the Sleeper unlimited character. So it's a 2 cost, 2 morale, 1 purity, 5/5. 5/5's it's okay for 2 cost. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. It's actually better than the other previous unlimited card. At the end of each turn, Sleeper of Avarak is in the graveyard. It gains +1/+1 permanently. So you use things like Hakim, Raise Deads, stuff like that, to bring them all back after 5 or 6 turns, and they're all 10/10s.
Yeah, I think this is a great chump blocker for a 2 cost, and that it's gaining power after it's dead. It's there's a lot of tricks possible with this card. I like it. I like the art. I like the concept. I'm curious to see if it gains ground over the Endless Hordes. The Endless Hordes have such great synergy and infestation. I'm curious to see where the Sleeper ends up in the canon.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Right, on to the final Lord card that's going to be released is Alpha Demon. If Alpha Demon is on the battlefield, all other demons you control get +2/+2 from exiles. It's a 10/9, which is pretty strong. It's a 4 cost, 6 morale, 1 purity.
And the decision was made to make Alpha Demon stronger than the other lords because there are fewer demons in the Exile faction than there are artificials in the Genesis faction or undead in the Sleeper faction. The decision was made to buff the Alpha Demon's effect above the other Lord cards. And I'm curious to see how that pans out. It's
going to be good. Okay, yeah, on to the next one. Another Exile card. Frenzied Swarmer. I'm sure you've got a lot to talk about these because I know you like these Swarmers.
Oh, I forgot that got previewed. I didn't get that one either.
You missed out, man. Come on, I've got them all.
Well, I know I'll get them.
True. But yeah, this is another Exile, 1 purity, 3 cost, 4 morale. It's an Insectoid, which is a brand new creature type in the game. And all Insectoids gain Frenzy. And Frenzy, if I'm not mistaken, is a new thing coming to Infestation. And Frenzy is, for every point of missing health, they gain the equal amount in their attack. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
So let's say it was to take 2 damage, then it would be a 6/4 instead of a 4/6.
and it passes that on to all other insectoids, no matter what their base stats are, because there may or may not be other insectoids. I think the card itself implies there must be other insectoids, so I don't think that's really a spoiler to say that. There are other insectoids to inherit this property and that may have their own properties to pass on. It's hard to talk about insectoids because this is the only insectoid that is known. But the card text itself implies there must be other insectoids.
This can't be the only insectoid card.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Yeah, because then that's it. That's just, yeah.
I personally love the direction insectoids taking the game. I'm not sure they're going to be immediately competitive, but I think it's a great new concept to introduce to Infinity Wars.
Yes, exactly. I agree. Completely agree. Right, on to abilities.
Do you mind if, before we move on to abilities, we take a little top of the hour break?
Of course. Okay, then. Let's take a break. For people on YouTube, we will be back in like 2 seconds. So.
And we're back.
And we're back. There'll just be a second for you guys, but yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, on to ability cards, with the first one being Taunt. 1 cost, single purity warpath. Target opponent's creature in the support zone gets moved to the defense zone. Pretty simple.
Jiggly severed heads. Jiggly severed heads.
Exactly. Not much more to say about that. It's just a nice thing to like start killing stuff that people are holding back in support, whatever. Killing ramp, such like things like that. And being a 1 cost, it's not that much.
It also adds an element of control to Warpath that was not present at all.
Yes, exactly. It's only a little bit of control, but it's control nonetheless. Because obviously Warpath is made of mostly of creatures, not spells.
Well, I mean, the obvious use of this is to taunt something in front of your Skrull.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Alright, then on to Genesis, Elator's Discovery. Brilliant card, awesome artwork.
This is actually the first story card as well. This is a card that is an ability in the game, has an effect, but tells a huge part of the lore story in 1 card. Very cool card, where Aletta meets herself in another world. Aletta the Searcher meets Aletta the Immortal Sufferer in Kuralak, the city in the capital city of Avarak. The Searcher goes looking for the cure to the virus and encounters her alter ego. A very cool event in the Infinity Wars lore depicted by this card.
And if you guys haven't looked up the lore of Infinity Wars, go look it up on the forums.
Do it.
Do it. Awesome. It's awesome. You definitely want to do that. Have a look at that. Alright, well then back to this card. Search your deck for an artifact card and place it in your hand. Artifacts, if you don't know what they are a type of card in the game they're not location cards, but they're kind of similar. So you play them out in the support zone, they stay in the support zone, and they have different abilities that either cost something or are free and what have you. So yeah, there's going to be quite a few new artifacts coming with Infestation as well. It's going to be
I don't know if this card's going to see much play. It's a beautiful card. It's an important card. But I don't know if it's going to see that much play. I can't think of a lot of artifacts you'd want to use this with. But if you had a real specialized deck, a Brimstone deck or a Misery Stone deck, or I guess a Brimstone is... I didn't say Brimstone. What's Brimstone? I don't know. But a very special artifact deck, I could see you using this in a situation where you wanted to get, say, 3 of a kind artifacts out. But... otherwise, highly specialized card. This is a tutor effect. For those of you who are Magic the Gathering fans, this is what's known as a tutoring effect. And there are not many tutor effects in the game. This is maybe the first tutor effect to go into the game, I think. Oh no, Evely. Evely is the first tutor effect.
Yeah. But no, it would have... some people are definitely going to come up with some decks, because, I mean, come on. People are going to come up with some decks. Yeah, it's a cool card, and we're interested to see if it works. And, alright, cool. And on to everyone's, come on.
Best artwork ever. Best artwork ever.
Hands down, hands down. I mean, just give him a jetpack.
I'm
Straightforward.
so happy I have a jetpack.
It is brilliant, and the fact that he actually mouths the words,
Yeah, it's
and
like,
he's so happy.
Yeah, jetpack. Yeah.
It's amazing. Really straightforward card. 3 costs makes a card flying. Brilliant. Amazing, amazing splash card. Phenomenal splash card for Genesis.
This card is going to see so much play, it's not even funny.
Yep. Every deck from now on when Infestation hits, should have counters to flying. Every single deck has to have counters to flying, because this deck is going to be this card is going to be everywhere.
And it's a common. Everyone will have it too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So be wary of this card. It's going to be very strong. It's going to be very strong. Right, onto Varroa spells. Desolation. I know I'm going to hate this card now. I
think Desolation kind of merits a little story for those people who weren't around, because once upon a time in the history of Infinity Wars, there was a thing called the Breeder deck. And the Breeder deck was a little OP. There's a card called Caretaker of the Young that used to cost nothing to breed. And there's a card called the Trickster Monkey, which was a preview card that used to only cost 1. They increased the cost to 2. Did both of these things to slow down what was happening, which was people were breeding 4/4 tokens and just keeping them all in the support zone until they had so many they could just send them all out at once. It would just stall the whole game, filling their support zone with these tokens. And so people were complaining, A, this is ridiculous, and B, why can't I hit my opponent's support zone? And Desolation is the answer to part 2 of that problem.
Yes, pretty much. And to Ramp as well, destroying Ramp, who is just leaving the support zone. So Warpath, beware. Ramp decks, beware of this card. And yeah, Shrine decks also as well, which is why I'm not looking forward to this card, because I love Shrine decks, and I know this is going to be my pet hate card of this set. But no, it's a good card. So it's a 4 cost single Purity Varroa, which is a very, very, very powerful splash card, but deals 5 damage to all creatures in your opponent's support zone. So it's obviously still very specialized and stuff, and only works against certain combos, but it's going to be potent. It's going to be potent.
Yeah.
And the artwork's awesome. As
all
of it is. I completely actually forgot about this next card, Devil's Bargain. So yeah, 2 Purity, Varroa, 5 cost. Discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. So you can use it to gain a card advantage. So if you've got 1, 2 cards in your hand, you don't really kind of want to use either of them. Throw this out, discards the rest of your hand, and you gain 3 extra cards. So I can see its uses, but personally, I probably wouldn't play it if I was playing Varroa.
I don't know. This card has potential for OP-ness. And I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I just said that. I hate every time a caster says that. I just squirm in my chair, and I just said it out loud. This card has the potential to be abused. I'm not gonna spell out for you what that might be, but I think this. I have a suspicion this may not be the final text on this card. I think it might get a tweak. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about this card. But yeah, and then okay, onto this one, which is uber strong. Hubris of the Strong.
Ridiculous
wow,
card.
What a card! I mean, 3 cost, 1 Purity, splash again. The power and health of the target character in a combat zone is reduced to 1/1. I mean, the thought of someone having 3 Death Rays and 3 of these in every single Varroa deck is scary. This makes a Skrull nothing.
This is an absolutely debilitating card. In a lot of ways, this is stronger than Death Ray, and that's worth considering. Because if you have consuming cards or you have infecting cards, this will allow you to, like an infectious zombie is only 5/5. This would allow you to hubris a Skrull and then infect it and get it back to your side as a 15/15 again. This is in a lot of scenarios more potent removal than a death ray.
Yeah, because also if you kill it, they still lose the morale cost that they had as well.
Yeah, this is a nasty, nasty card.
And being one purity is pretty strong, pretty strong. So beware this card, beware. Right, onto DoD cards. This is another of my favourite cards as well from DoD. Balance. 2 cost. It used to be higher, but it's not.
So good.
So
good.
Target character's power becomes equal to its health. Turns a defense golem into a 20/20.
Even using it on Steadfast Protector makes Steadfast Protector a 14/14. I mean, it's all around super useful with DoD.
Yep.
The combo with Defense Golem, a 3 cost with this for 2 gives you a 5 cost 20/20 is insane value. If it weren't vulnerable to removal, it would be super OP. But
the main combo I see with being a DoD player with this, a lot of people have Dowdy in command. Basically, the Dowdy just sits there buffing every turn, doesn't die, just buffs, stays there, buffs.
Yeah.
And then, so like he gets up from like a 4/6 to like near the end game like a 4/20 because he's buffed that many turns, he's just kind of sat there. So then you throw him out, you throw balance on him, he becomes like a 20/20.
That's very good thinking. Very good thinking.
It makes use of the command that you wouldn't usually use with DoD. So there's lots of things you could do with that.
Yeah, this is another example of how stuff in Infestation is going to add so many combinations to the game. Like you think one card, one new combo. It's just not even remotely the case.
There's so many combos you can do with this.
Oh my god.
So
awesome.
But then you can also be used to decrease the power of Flame Dawn cards, because the general consensus of Flame Dawn cards is that they have stronger attack than they do defense.
Yep.
So, like Reckless
It
Zealot,
would make that Reckless Zealot 4/4. That
Yeah,
Reckless
exactly.
Zealot would lose all its juice.
Or a character that's already taken some damage. Like, it could be anything. It could be a Scrab that's already punched through a line that's got 3 health left. You put this on it, it's a 3/3. It can be used in both ways.
I hadn't thought of using it that way. That's a great point.
So there's loads and loads of different ways this can be used. Onto another awesome DoD card.
Awesome card.
Target creature in a combat zone has its power become 0 until the end of the turn. Again, I'm just like, why we keep referring back to the Scry, don't we? Again, this makes a Scry useless, in effect. But like, yeah, there's so many implications for this. If you're
I mean, you could take the bite out of any dragon in the game. This neutralizes a flyer. This neutralizes basically any creature that doesn't get a fiery resolve, or that doesn't get a deflect on it. I mean, or untouchable. This neutralizes it for an entire turn. Just complete neutralization.
So it can work very well with like Invincible Defenders, for example, because obviously they lose morale for every time they get hit and stay alive. The opponent loses morale. So if you throw this out, it can defend a couple more times, possibly.
A card coming that you can probably think of that's not been previewed yet that will combo with Disarm in a pretty nasty way. I can't say much about it, but I think Disarm's going to have some combos that may not be entirely evident yet.
Well, one of the main combos that came to mind for me was the combo with this and Spirit of the Ancient Guardians. You throw a Spirit out. Obviously, it's only a 4/4. It dies to most things. You throw it out, you disarm the first thing that it hits, kills 2 things for 1.
Very good.
For only another 2 cost.
That's a great.
Because usually the combo you play with the Spirit is the defense, not the defense golem, the Martyr golem. So, yeah, that's a 9 cost combo.
That's a
6 cost combo.
That's a great combo. Very good.
Indeed.
You could actually, if you had multiple disarms in your hand, you could actually disarm a line and take out 3-4 creatures that way with 1 spirit.
Exactly.
That's nasty.
Scary. Suppress. Here we go. A 1 purity 2 cost. Preemptive. Preemptive means it's done before all abilities, done before everything, basically. So it doesn't matter on your priority; it will still be done before. So target character can't use abilities this turn. That is huge, because You put that on a constructor. Done for the turn. You put that on an enraged character, it can't enrage that turn. There's so many applications for this. So many applications. It's kind of a very specific scenario card.
Yeah, it won't do anything about things that have on-play activations like Demon of Fear, Harbinger of Light, or Saculus, or Luca, but anything that's sitting out on the board with an activatable, like Daude, or Yuan-Chi.
Yep, exactly.
Or Caretaker, the Alettas. This will stop all the Alettas.
Yeah, there's a lot of application for this. It is very. I don't think we'll see it as often as we think we will, but I think there's going to be some nice plays that come out there, some surprise plays that come out there, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real comboable, but as a preventative measure, it is incredibly strong.
Yes, and it's only a 1 so it's a nice splash as well, if you want some defensive abilities. Right, on to Acid Rain, which was another card recently.
Well, it replaces another card in the preview.
In the previews, yes, that's what I mean. But yeah, we could talk about that probably afterwards, actually. So Acid Rain, 2 Purity, Sleepers, 5 cost. All characters on the battlefield become poisoned, taking 2 damage at the end of each turn. Pretty good. It's kind of a slow death kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd play this.
Well, I kind of like this kind of style of this card, so like playing like this with like a Yuan-Chi and stuff like that can be very potent. Playing it with big AoE damage kind of cards would be very kind of nice, and I do want to try and experiment with it. But it's a decent card. It's a decent card. It's a very kind of slow killing card, but it's decent. It's decent.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I play creature heavy, and I almost all my decks are about trying to get board control and coming out hard on creatures. So I rarely play Yuan-Chi's Wrath, except with Hydras or except with something where it's going to benefit me directly. I don't like playing abilities that are going to weaken my own assault.
Of course. But yeah, we'll see what people come up with. Then we have Overwhelming Dead. Similar to, what's it called, from Exiles?
Call the Crusade. From Exiles, Gather the Weak.
Gather the Weak, yeah, and Call of the Crusade, of course. A token generation card. So, 4 cost, 1 Purity, create 5 2/2 undead zombie characters. Straightforward, chump blockers, stuff for sacrificing, so on and so on and so on. Quite a few applications. Can't much say that, and I just say if you haven't read the flavor text, well, we should just wait for the flavor text because the flavor text is amazing on this card. When it pops up, just takes if there we go. Such Dead. I love the flavor text. If you haven't checked out some of the flavor text cards, please go ahead. Like if you just wait for a couple of about 20 seconds, they pop up. So Such Dead, many whelming. Of course, the meme that everyone on Twitch should know. Wow. Such Dead, many whelming. Wow, I mean, come on. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Great card.
Yeah. All right, moving on
and that flavor text has Teramis written all over it. If you don't know Teramis, that's Teramis.
Pretty much. That is Teramis in a few words. Pretty much. Yeah, final card. An exile card, Mind Splitter. 3 costs. At the start of next turn, target opponent must discard 2 cards. 3 cost. It's pretty cool, actually.
This is a bastard card.
It is. You play it and you're just like, oh, you're trying to build the perfect hand. You're trying to make a combo, and you're like, crap. You do get to choose which cards you have to discard, but you're like, no, I need to I want that, but I have to. It's not nice. It's one of them. Yeah, as you said, pain in the ass cards.
Yeah, I mean, I find as an opponent, I find this particular mechanic pretty unfun, but at least it's not deck milling.
Yes, indeed. So
it's nasty. This is there's not a lot of this in Infinity Wars, and there won't be a lot of this in Infinity Wars to my knowledge. But this is a sort of like stifle your opponent play, and stifle them not on the board but in their hand, and that's a very different style of counterplay than is in most of the game. It's okay that there's a little bit of it because it's in a faction that doesn't see a lot of play right now. But man, when you get hit with this, you are not happy.
Especially when you've got cards that you just really want to play and you want to play all of them, but nope. Denied.
Denied.
Indeed. Okay, so that is all the Infestation cards that have been previewed on the site.
Nice work, NovaBlue. Nice work.
No problemo.
That's when you say nice work, Mr. ChessPieceFace.
Okay, sorry. Nice work, Mr. ChessPieceFace.
Yay! Nova said nice work to me.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, I've still got that screen up. Get rid of that. There we go. So that's all the cards gone through for now that are on the thing. Obviously, when the preview video comes out next week from Terminus, we'll probably go through those cards as well, best we can, before Infestation hits. Also, me personally, I will be making a video for each faction. For as soon as Infestation hits, I will upload all these videos. I will have a video for each faction, breaking down the cards for each faction that are in the Infestation set, because I know a lot of people had, me personally, this is the problem I had when Rise came out, that when the new cards came out, I didn't know what I wanted, what I was looking for, blah blah blah. So with this, you go, right, what's my favorite faction? Click on my faction, watch the video, and it'll help you guys out. It'll definitely help you guys out, because then you can see what cards you're after, whatever, which is brilliant.
It's a nice idea, and of course, check out our streams for the pack openings.
Oh yes.
I'm sure both of us for a couple days there will just be sitting there, just like opening packs endlessly. I know I'm planning to spread it out over 2 or 3 days. Nova probably can't open 180 packs in one stream.
Watch me, bro.
Oh boy. That's a challenge. But yeah, there's going to be at least a day or 3 of pack openings on our shows. And that's everybody likes watching boosters get opened. And you want dibs on the good trades. That's a good place to be.
Seriously. I don't like, literally, playing the game, whatever, it's good, yeah. Opening packs is the best thing ever in this game. It just is. You open a pack and you're just like, come on, I want 2 rares, I want a legendary, I want a shiny. And you look at the end, it's like 2 rares and a shiny. You're like, yes, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Everyone can attest to that. It's so much fun.
I promise to do a happy dance for every legendary. I have opened a booster with double legendaries in it. I may be one of the only people in the history of the game to open a double legendary booster. I will do a happy dance for that. Teramis has called me RNGesus, so take that as you will.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's back when you had your beard. And
oh, you think it was the beard? I thought it was the legendaries.
No, it was the beard.
Ah, what a letdown.
Because we all knew Teramis was hacking to give you those cards. We all knew that.
Of course. Why wouldn't he? I'm a great guy. I deserve him to hack on my behalf.
Indeed. Right, so what's left to talk about the show? If there's anything else you want to add, Chess, about Infestation, Steam release, anything? Or even about what you're doing these next couple of weeks?
I definitely will be ramping up my streaming hours. I think in the future of this podcast, we would like to feature decks on future broadcasts, like do a deck a week, especially after we finish these Infestation preview shows this week and next week, or the next broadcast we do will feature the Infestation preview, and then we'll probably have a show after Infestation is released where we cover the rest of the set. Hopefully, but we do want to move on to doing a deck per show, a featured deck. And if you guys have decks you've seen that you want talked about, please let us know. And again, if you have anything you really think would be great addition to this broadcast that maybe Nova and I are both too thick to think of on our own, you can let us know, and we'll definitely keep that in mind. We both care a lot about this community, and we want our show to be enjoyable. This is as much our show as our streams are, and we're taking our time out of our lives to record this for you guys. So we want to make sure we're giving you the content you want to see. So please let us know.
Yep. Also, let us know what you think about this cast as well. What you think we could do better. If it's really bad, just tell us. Go ahead. We want to make this a regular thing. So any advice you can give us, bad or good, just go for it. Just shout it our way. And so as Chess said, anything you think would be good in the show, you want to add, such like, either contact us via our streams, which are linked below. We'll also put the links in the chat, as in the the thing below the channel, or just messages straight from my YouTube channel as well.
And seeing as this will be one of the first videos on the Steam Community Hub at Steam release of this game from NovaBlue and myself, welcome to Infinity Wars. If you've never seen this game before, you're about to embark on a really great experience, and it's a real treat to play. If you're watching this video as one of your first introductions to the community and to the game, congratulations, you're about to check out something really awesome.
Indeed you are. Indeed you are. And so, yeah, welcome to the community. And for all those people who are our fans and have brought us to this stage thus far, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the show. So, yeah. Okay, Chess, go ahead, shamelessly plug.
Shamelessly, my only plug is already written on the screen. You can watch me 6 nights a week at, I usually start between 5 and 6 a.m. GMT, 9 and 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/ChessPieceFace. It's a real pleasure working with my buddy NovaBlue to bring you this content, and I hope to see you around my show and around his show.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, so pretty much same again. NovaBlue 353 is my stream. I stream 7 p.m. GMT till midnight, 5 days a week. Friday and Sunday are my days off for the moment. I will be ramping up the streaming hours for Steam release, of course, and then quietening back down afterwards, just because I will be so hyped. I'll be playing the game anyway, so why not stream it for even longer? So that's pretty much it. I'll put as I said, I'll put all the links below, stuff like that. I'll also put the TenTonHammer review, first looks, and beginner's guide in the links below, because you do want to check those out. They're really, really well written if you are new to the game. Also, if you do have any questions about the game or anything like that, come to our streams or send us a message, either on YouTube or on our streams, pretty much. So yeah, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you from me and Chess, and that is it. Hope you enjoyed the first Infinity Cast, and we look forward to seeing you for many, 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 many more.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, guys.